You're listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. I'm Turi, along with Marci Persky. In this installment, are you by any chance one of those people who gets extremely nervous before you travel? Then you and Marci are cut from the very same cloth. And I would like to be helpful, really, but it's so much more fun not to be.
Since we're both getting ready to travel,
Yes.
I want to talk about traveling because I know that you are a much more experienced traveler than I am.
That's not saying much. You never leave your
Yeah,
house.
no, I don't. I only went to Cabo and I flew to Kalamazoo once. But no, I'm a terrible traveler and I've been just high anxiety all day, so stressed out because I worry about stuff.
Well, I also have to add that this particular trip involves flying, something you do not like to do.
Exactly.
Mm.
And I just, last night I dreamed that I lost my boarding pass and they wouldn't let me on the plane. I dreamed that they took away my favorite water bottle because it was full of vodka. I mean, I've been having horrible dreams, and all day I've been like a chicken with its head cut off, running around doing this, doing that. And I just, ugh, ugh.
So you
And
wait, you really seriously dreamed that they confiscated your water bottle because it was full of vodka? This was your
yes,
dream?
this sparkly one,
Yeah, no, I've
my
seen
beautiful
Chavez.
fancy water
Yes.
bottle.
Yes, Marci's water bottle has a name. But
Yes, Chavez.
right.
And yeah, that was my dream this morning. And I woke up and I was like really mad.
I've been having weird dreams, but nothing like that. So then what happened?
Well, then I woke up.
Oh, I've been having weird dreams, but they're weird because they're just so pedestrian, so incredibly day-to-day boring. I miss the dreams where you're running from wild animals or falling off a cliff. I got nothing. I got dreams that you should sleep through. If I do have a dream that I get to remember, I would like it to be something meaningful. Instead, I wake up thinking, oh, I bought deodorant that smells like coconut suntan lotion. And then I think, no, that was a dream. And then I think, what a bleeping waste of a dream that was. That's what I'm dreaming about? What I find at Marshall's? It's a dream ripoff is what it is.
Remember dreams that I have in the morning? Like, I will wake up mad at Frankie and yell at him
In your sleep?
about, about something I dreamed. Yeah. I used to always dream that he had a side piece named Trixie.
Oh, come on, Trixie?
Trixie. And she would sit on his boat in like he had a boat in his dream. And she wore like this old-fashioned bathing suit. I don't know. I have no idea where it came from. But I remember I was mad at him for like a week.
Your trip is going to go fine. Just don't be that jerk who forgets that you can't have a bottle with water in it.
Right. I will empty it out.
Good.
They always pull Frankie out to frisk though.
Yeah, because he looks like a desperado.
It's just funny. I think it's because he looks like he's a hippie.
He does. Well, he is.
He is.
And every once
But
in a
yes.
while, they'll get lucky with a guy like him. And, 65 tabs of psilocybin will fall out of his pocket. So, it's worth it
I
to them to
wish.
give it a try.
I could use some psilocybin to fly.
I don't know. That could go very wrong.
I'm taking CBD, sleepy time. Don't look out the window, gummies.
Sit in the center if there is. How small is this plane, by the way?
I'm not even thinking about that. I can tell you that the Flagstaff Airport is as big as a gas station. It's not a big airport.
Well,
And any other time I was scheduled to fly out of there, the plane was canceled and we wound up in an overcrowded bus having to go down to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people always smelled and they always listen too loud in their earphones so I can hear everybody's
Because
competing
they're
music.
deaf. Because
No,
you
no, no.
live in the land of 95-year-old retirees, and they have to turn their headphones up because they're deaf. I've got no problem with that. I'm just pointing out that it's not that they're trashing their hearing with loud music. It's that their hearing is already trashed.
I can believe that because
Yeah.
I now know how much hearing aids cost.
Yeah. So instead, they just listen to their music really, really, really loud in earbuds.
But yeah, those vans are my worst nightmare. They're just awful. They smell and it's really boring and everybody's squished together. So I hope that that does not happen tomorrow. This is a nonstop Flagstaff to Denver
Well,
flight.
I'd hate to think where it would stop between Flagstaff and Denver. What are you expecting? They're
That's
going to
true.
dump you out in the Rio Grande there? What are they going to do? Where would they stop? If it does stop between Flagstaff and Denver, that's bad.
Here's a parachute. You're going to jump
That'd be
on
pretty
that
much,
X right at the four
that is
corners.
the only place that it could really stop. Unless you're going to be some polygamy bride number 7, there's just no place for you to be
That's true.
going other than,
Fredonia. Fredonia, Arizona.
yeah, there's no point in you stopping anywhere between where you are and where you're going. And that's kind of relaxing, I would imagine, just knowing that if they detour you, the only place for them to detour you is either where you came from or where you're going.
That's true.
Yeah.
I
that-
just wish
calm
we
yourself.
were driving.
No, not in
I-
this time of year, you don't.
I don't mind long car rides. The only thing I mind on long car rides is the driver, who would be my husband Frankie, who suddenly turns into speed racer and just focused on the road. And I have to say 100 times, I have to go, I have to go, I have to go, I have to go. And he'll say, next exit, next exit, next exit, next exit. Or I want to stop at like the world's largest candy shop or the world's largest ball of twine. Or in Missouri, there's like a druid thing going
No,
on.
there were no druids in Missouri. I don't know what they're selling you there in Arizona, but
They do. There's a big sign that says Stonehenge.
henge, darling. Well, that's what you have in where you
Henge.
are. Hedge, Stonehenge. In England, they have Stonehenge, but what you got was Stonehenge. Perfect.
Well, this was in Missouri. Come on.
Yes, that's
not
what they
England.
have in Missouri. We could have one of those, just like they have in good old
Yep.
England, a Stonehenge. We could do that.
You know what else Missouri has, which you're going to cut out of the podcast, but they have all those gas stations called Come and Go.
Yeah, the come and go. Yeah, they
Every
have that
time
in
we
Texas
go,
too, I believe.
I laugh at those every time I pass one because I'm incredibly immature for my age.
Yeah,
But
I've
I still
often
can't believe
wondered.
they don't change that name.
I feel the same way, and I think to myself, I must be the most immature person. It's kind of like when you're in the room and someone passes gas and you don't want to mention it because that would be rude. That's the same feeling when I see the come and go.
Yeah, I laugh out loud at it, and I can't. And I'm thinking maybe when they first opened it, they had like peepholes or adult
No,
magazines or
it was
peep
not a
shows in
truck
the
stop.
back.
I don't think so. But I've always sort
I
of
don't know.
I've always sort of wondered why there aren't more trucks parked in the adult playground of superstores that are by every freeway in the Midwest.
Yeah, the Lions Dens. That's what they're called. Lions Den.
They have
Most of them.
many names for them
Yeah.
here. Some are that, and some are, I don't know what they're all called. Aphrodite's Playground, and we all know what it is. It's a giant supermarket with peep shows. At least I think that's what it is. I've never actually gone in there, but
Me
that's
either,
what I think.
But I use my imagination.
Yeah,
And there's always just one car parked at them usually too.
that's my point. That's what I'm saying. There's never anybody there, and you're thinking, okay, so when do you guys get busy exactly? Mother's Day?
Whatever it is, it can't be good because they don't have any customers.
Yeah, I've often wondered with all the charms and attractions that are advertised within, why is there always just the one car out front? Although they're not exactly in the high rent real estate areas. I mean, it's not like you're going to pull off the freeway and on one side is the Le Creuset outlet store and on the other side is the adult truck stop peep show. It doesn't usually shake out that way. But I thought the internet would
true.
have put those places out of business a long time ago because every truck
Yeah.
can have a satellite uplink and all the stuff they're selling right there in the truck. So the only thing you can't get in the truck that you actually have to pull over for are the live people. So how do they get, that's my other question is, how do they get to work, the women? Were they catapult in from someplace? They never have
Hoverboards.
cars? What?
They ride their hoverboards.
Their gentleman protector drops them off and picks them up? I don't quite know.
I think the clientele is more like randy teenage boys than truckers.
Well, those randy teenage boys have to have cars so they can get to those places, which are usually accessible mostly from the interstate. These are the kinds of things. This is when I miss having a talk radio show, because when I used to want to have these things answered, I would just ask, and somebody under the cloak of anonymity would always tell me the truth. But
Right?
now
What's
we
behind the
have to
door at
guess.
the
Yeah.
Hyatt?
Right. We just have to guess now. So, yes, you were disturbed by the thought of your imminent departure for your vacation.
Yes, I'm still disturbed. I picked out our seats already, so we're kind of close to the front, so we don't have to wait for a million people to take their luggage out of the top shelfie thing.
What I love are all the people who will give you all the data about, in the case of emergency, where you should sit. I love those people. Truly, I am trying really hard not to be one of those people.
You are?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the last thing I remember anybody saying to me is, the lowest rate of survival in the event of a crash are the people up front.
Oh, thank you.
I told you I was trying not to be one of those people.
Thank you. So now I have to weigh crashing versus getting off that plane as quickly as possible in Denver.
Oh, just
And
look
it-
it up. Just look up Snopes. Like, where's the safest place to be in the event of a plane crash? And to be perfectly candid, the answer is probably it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. If the plane crashes and explodes, everyone's going. But maybe I'll take like some bubble wrap or something just in case.
To put it around your body.
Yeah. Make a hat and see if people stare at me.
I don't know where you're leaving. There are a lot of people with tinfoil hats. So I'm not sure a bubble wrap hat would cause much of a stir.
That's true.
I've never actually seen anybody with a tinfoil hat. Have you?
We used to joke when I worked at UPI, when United Press International, which was an international wire service, late night we would get really strange phone calls, and we always called them the tinfoil hat people.
Yes.
They would call and talk about alien abductions.
Yeah.
Or something about their neighbor is, a Soviet spy. I mean, they always had like these really long stories, and we would sit and listen to them because a lot of times the overnight shift was kind of boring, unless something, unless there was a plane crash somewhere or something.
With you on it. God forbid.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, with me on it in row 4D,
Mhm.
whatever.
Here's the awful part about that. Skipping away from the tinfoil hat thing. You can tease people because you think it'll never happen, but in any given plane flight where something terrible happens, somebody teased somebody about their anxiety about getting on the plane, and that person's
Thank you for this.
that
Thank you,
person's
thank
life
you.
is ruined. So what you should know is, if God forbid anything should happen to you, my life is also ruined now. Does that make you
'Cause you
feel
won't-
better? Because I
Yeah, it'll
teased
be
you.
your fault.
Yes. No, but because I teased you about it, as bad as it would be not to have you in the world, I'll feel worse because I will be the one who made fun of you for being worried about not being in the world.
Ooh, passive revenge. I love it.
Right. You get posthumous revenge. Thanks for listening to Turi Ryder's She Said What podcast. If you'd like to do us a great favor, please leave us a good review wherever you hear this podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Turi Ryder's She Said What. And you might also enjoy my book, She Said What? A Life on the Air, which you can find any place you buy your books or on Amazon.